see what this thing's capable of. Don't hit the tree, dude. Oh man, holy smokes, guys. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Check it out. We've got the Air 3 here today, and this is going to be a designated video for tracking how good the Air 3 does. This is part of the review series on the Air 3. If you missed the other videos, don't forget to check up on the pop-up here. The card will pop up. Also in the description, I'll have the series on this, did an unboxing, kind of inspection, setup, and also we did a flight test. And in the flight test, we did human tracking. So this video is going to be all about tracking on a bike and on a skateboard. So I'm going to kind of do the bike first, swap to the skateboard, and see how it kind of does in like a normal, like real life biking situation. If you wanted to take this thing and track you and see if it's improved over, like, you know, the Mavic 3, and Cardio series is more for like tracking high speed and sports. And I always say it would be great for DJI to kind of get on the bandwagon with something like that. I'm not sure why they don't just have a little handheld GPS tracker that you can buy and do it kind of like Skydio does. But we're going to see how this does. Now the Air 3, remember, has 360-degree obstacle avoidance in all directions, and hopefully it can track at speed with its new camera and stuff. But for this video, I just have the controller mounted right up here. If you guys were wondering how to quickly mount it on a bike, just find a semi-flat surface. You see how it's still a little bit wiggly, but I do have some Velcro, you know, a pad on the bottom where there's contact, and then I just kind of double zip tie here to just hold it on. I'm going to record the screen so you can see what I'm pressing and doing. We're also going to record in like 4K 60 high speed filming, because this one can track in 60 frames per second, which is a great upgrade versus like the Mini 3 Pro, which was a great drone. It just couldn't track in 60 frames per second. Anyway guys, let me boot this thing up. Let's get up in the air and see how it does in real world tracking. So before we launch, I'm testing it on the mock wheel. This is the Mesa ST bike. I'm also reviewing this. It's taking kind of a while, but great step through bike here. But I just wanted to show you what I'm going to be testing. Again, I'll have the recorded screen up so you guys can see that. I'm going to start recording. Now this is 4K 60. We got 57 minutes to record. We're just going to do an automatic takeoff. All right. Updated. And let's just do a basic track. All you're doing is drawing a box around yourself. Real simple. It starts at spotlight, but we want to do we'll just do a regular active track from the back. Maybe the front actually first, so you can click here and you can tell it where you want to track from, and it will start tracking once you get started, hopefully. Let's see how this goes. So it's gonna do what it needs to do to track us, and let's see if it can get over to the front just down my driveway. It says strong environmental interference. Is it gonna lock back on? Wow, yeah, you can see it's already kind of lost me going around that tree. So kind of a bad start. I mean, this is kind of how a DJI is. Let's try that one more time, guys. Okay, active track, front, go. Let's see if it can deal with this. Man. So right off the bat, just having lots of issues here. And just to let you guys know, I did clean all the sensors and everything, all 4 sensor cameras. We'll do active. Let's just start from the back this time. Make it easier for it, because that was kind of ridiculous. All right, come on, Air 3. So it looks like you're definitely going to need to start off in a position, you know, that has like a straight shot before you go around any curves. Anyway, here we go. We'll just go down the road here, and then we'll start doing some more advanced tracking and a little bit higher speed. Let's come around the corner here. Okay. And I do have all of the sensors on, guys, in normal mode. So this will try to avoid that omnidirectional avoidance in all directions while it's tracking. So here we go. I'm gonna click on that little guy, and I'm gonna track from the front. A little bit of wind coming up. You keep saying strong environmental interference. That's interesting. I'm wondering if maybe that's because of the bike battery and stuff. So it's not able to really get in front of me yet because of the trees around it. Let's see if it eventually, you can see the road I'm on here, how there's trees on the left and right. So you can tell it's looking for an avenue to go. Let's pick up the speed a bit. Oh, this is an electric bike, guys, and you know how these things work. They basically, this one has a throttle as well, so you don't even have to pedal, and it has different powers of throttle. All right, it's trying to get around me to the left. Come on now. So you could like keep it in this at least, and it kind of gives you kind of a dynamic moving shot while it's trying to get over around the front. But man, it looks like it's gonna have a little bit of trouble. I'm going about 11 miles per hour, just to let you know right now. We'll get up in a little bit more speed. We're just gonna go down the road here for about a mile. See what this thing's capable of. Don't hit the tree, dude. Oh man, holy smokes, guys. Oh, it just nailed a tree. That's no good. That's horrible. So, a big negative, man. Okay guys, we're at it again. I'm gonna record again here and let's launch again. So I'll show you what the damage is when we get back to the house. It's basically got
takeoff. Home point updated.
There's a little bit of wind out, but not that much to have it do crazy crashing into things like that. So let's get our situation back here. And I had all of the sensors all wiped off. Everything was clean. Let's just try from the back then for a bit. Active track, back, go. Yeah, like I was saying, man, quite disappointed. We already hit a tree coming around the first damn corner. I mean, no offense, but that was pretty lame. So from the back, yeah, I mean, you know, what's it gonna hit? Probably not much. At least it's flying good. None of the arms broke, you know. Just had a little bit of chip on the tips of the propellers. I'm gonna go a little bit further back and up. I'm gonna go faster. I'm going about 20 now. Let's see if I can get under this tree. Jeez, that was close. Oh my gosh. I'm actually surprised it didn't hit that. It's trying to keep up. So it looks like it's gonna lose track of you in, you know, tree situations. If you go too far, it already lost me there around this slight corner. Still the same. This is like the same as their other drones. No really improvements here. Kind of disappointed, man. Just totally lost me that quick. It's a nice sunny day out. Active track. We'll just do it from the back again. Keep going. Come on. Follow me, drone. Like I said, somewhat disappointed here. Doesn't seem like it's any better for tracking and compared to the other drones. The Mavic 3, you know, it's up there in the higher end of their consumer drones, and it also had some issues tracking like this. But it seems like maybe if you're going, you know, up to 15 miles per hour, it seems okay on a straightaway track. I'm gonna stop here, just stop real quick. Seem to be able to handle that. I'm just gonna move it physically. I'm just pressing the right stick on the controller. I'm gonna physically move it around to my front. Whew, this thing's kind of all over the place. Physically move it around to the front. Let's get going here and see if it can do a reverse track. What are you doing, drone? Oh yeah, it's gonna go to my back. Okay, that's what happens if you don't tell it you want to track to the front. You see how it just stayed there and went around to the back? Let's try that again. Physically move it around. Hopefully it doesn't hit any trees. Get it right in front here. At least you guys are kind of seeing the capabilities. See how it lost track of me already? What's up with that? Gosh, disappointing. Do I need to go closer or something? Active track from the front, go. Come on, drone. Thought you'd be better than this. All right. Start off slow, give it the benefit of the doubt. I bet you it's gonna hit a tree. This is scary, dude. Don't hit that tree right there. Oh man. Anyway, here it is from the front, and for some reason it's wanting to stay in that right side, I guess because I'm sort of pointed in that direction until I start turning. So again, you know, maybe there was a little bit of shading on that first tree around that corner that it crashed in. Let's see how it does with these power lines. Oh shit. I slowed down a little bit for those power lines. All right, let's see if I just go fast, if it can keep up, if it'll hit any trees. Oh, lost track. So those of you who are wondering if this thing can keep track of you when you're riding bike fast and you go under it? Nope, not really. Well, I think that's enough on the bike. I'm just really disappointed that this thing isn't better than how it is. I mean, it's literally 1 p.m. right now. The only shade is from the trees, you know. We're gonna go home now and then try the skateboard, okay? I don't even wanna try the POI circular track. Otherwise, you know what's gonna happen, right? It's gonna crash into trees. So here we go. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm not even gonna attempt to go up there in those power lines up high there above it. You can probably see the shadow on the ground. Now this is a close track. As you can see, it's not flying very fast and I'm only going 9 miles per hour. So I don't know what's up with this. I'm gonna pick it up higher because this is a little scary. It seems like there's gonna be vehicles. What's it doing? Going on the side. Okay, it felt like going to the side. That's where it hit the trees before. So it's almost like it's, oh, there's a cool shot. Geez, I don't like how it's going down so low. Get up, get up. I'm pressing up on the up stick on the controller. Don't lose me, dude. What are you doing? Where are you going? I know I'm giving this thing a hard time, but I expected it to do way better, guys. Let's just book it home, see if it can follow me here. It's kind of out of the screen, and I think that's because I moved it a little bit with the controller. Let's get it back into the center of the screen. Center shot. We're just gonna book it home, see if it can follow. And what I did for that, getting it back to the center, guys, is I'm just yawing it. With this drone, you can yaw it left to right while it's tracking. Let's see how it does under this tree right here. I'm gonna hug it really close to this tree. Jeez. Watch it probably lose me. Okay, I was only going like 15 and it really had problems keeping up. So just to be honest, this first ride here, this is the first time I've ever done tracking on a bike with it. Definitely not as good as the Skydio, that's for sure. And DJI really needs to up their game on a sports tracking drone, man. Maybe that's why they haven't done one yet, is because their technology, their AI for avoidance and tracking just isn't good enough at high speeds, you know? So when we get to this straightaway, let's see how it does around this corner first. I'm only going 10. Okay, it was able to do that from directly backtrack. All right. Okay, let's keep going. I'm not even gonna move it around. I'm just gonna press track me from the front. Let's see if it crashes again. I'm gonna go really slow to give it the benefit of the doubt to try to get in front of me. Really slow. Look at this. I'm going 5 miles per hour. The Skydio would have whipped around by now. This thing doesn't seem to know what it wants to do. I mean, give it that there's a few trees, yeah, on the left and right, but let's see if we make a closer circle. I'm gonna come in a little closer here. Try to get in a little closer and see if it can do a tighter circle. They're real close. Don't lose track of me, dude. Gosh, you almost lost me there. Okay, going through a shadow. All All right, just whip around, dude. Whip around to the front. There you go. So it found an opening and it finally could track me from the front. Okay, stay in the front. And go farther out. I'm really pushing it all the way back. Go back, go back, go back. Okay. Now I'm going to pick up some speed. Should be directly in the front of us. So definitely, again, I keep repeating this, but definitely not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Let's see what happens when I turn left into my driveway here. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and go slow. I bet you it's going to lose track of me. Definitely. Yeah. Doesn't know what to do. Going behind the trees. Okay. Yeah, there's no way it's going to get out of that. That's for sure. All right, now this is the frustrating part. You got to reposition, find yourself again. Whereas with that GPS little hand stick that you can get with the Skydio, you don't need to do this. It knows your GPS point because you're carrying that little handheld stick and it's got a GPS antenna in it. All right, let's try really low tracking, okay guys? Active track on from the back, start. All right, let's go. I don't think I've even been pedaling, guys, so forgive me. I'm just concentrating on the drone and using the throttle on this bike. It's great to have that ability to ride it like a motorcycle. Okay, here's a little test. Let's see if we can go around this turnaround without losing me in the driveway. I mean, it does try to anticipate where you're gonna go. Seemed like that went well. Yeah. So once it kind of gets the direction of where it thinks you're going, it does great. Let's get right back here in the shade. Ah. But there we go. There's the first test. I'm going to land this bugger, put in a new battery. You know, got a new one right in my pocket here. At least even with that crash, the camera's still working. I think I might even change the propellers. I'm gonna show you that right now. I'm gonna put my cam on and show you what happened to it in that crash. Not much, just a little chip on the propellers. And then we'll ride this skateboard over here. Okay guys, I'm gonna catch this here. Oops. Doesn't wanna let me do that. Once I grab it, flip it over. So you see how I don't have the controller with me? You can do that, like if your controller's somewhere else, but you've got to turn it to a certain level before it turns off, and it's not that easy. You just got to be very careful. Let's inspect it really quick so you can see how when I was coming around, gosh, it was just like the first turn. That was almost a 90-degree turn, but it swung out wide. I had it in the front track, so it couldn't get, you know, around anything to get in front of me, and it decided to just go way wide and right into a freaking tree. And here's the damage. So all the tips are busted off. Back right, front right, some scratching on the propeller. This tip is almost goners, the rubber, that tip rubber came off. And these two propellers are fine, obviously, because it hit the right side. The arms, nothing's wrong with them. So the durability is much better than, say, something like, you know, the Mini 3 Pro. Remember, the arms would just break if they just tapped the ground or tapped something. So much better, solid construction, kind of like how the Mavic 3 was very solid. I crashed that a few times and nothing broke on that. I got a couple of nicks on the camera on the front, just some cosmetic, nothing on the glass or the lens, and the gimbal seems to be working fine. Of course, we'll see that in the video. But that's all the damage. So nothing major. This thing can take a beating. Now, if it was to land on the concrete or the pavement, that's another story, but it just basically hit a pine tree like this and fell in the grass and dirt. And that's the damage it got. So anyway, guys, that is definitely putting this thing through the ringer. I don't want to hear anybody saying I'm not putting this thing through the ringer, because this is the ring and it's in there. So anyways, I'm going to switch this battery out. I'm going to probably change these two propellers. And you're just gonna hold the controller and ride this skateboard. This is an electric skateboard from Max Find. Again, the stuff that I'm riding here, I'm also have reviewed or reviewing it, and I'll have that in the description down below too, so you can check these out if you think you like them. Anyway, let's get on the skateboard and put this thing up again. Hopefully it doesn't crash, but I'm thinking it might. Okay guys, well at least we got a bunch of propellers in our Flymore combo. I got the Flymore combo on this. If you guys have seen my other videos, that is great because you get the multi-charger, you get 3 batteries, and you get like 3, I think it was 3 or 4 pairs of propellers, or sets of propellers, I should say. So brand new one. I'm not changing the ones on the left because these seemed okay. So same thing, you just do black on black here. Only one way these can go on. And then one with the white circle goes on with the white on the motor, and that's it. That's how easy it is to switch out the propellers. I always like to keep cleaning the sensors. You know, I did this before that first flight, so there should have been no reason that did not see that tree. I also cleaned the bottom ones, get all the fingerprints off, and the camera still looks okay. Getting on that skateboard over there, and let's see if it'll do the same dang thing, or if it does any better, I don't know. Okay guys, recording again, everything just on this skateboard again, and let's lift off. This time I'm gonna do kind of a manual launch where I just push both sticks down and in, and then I'm just gonna lift off with the stick manually. We'll get up here. I like to get it up, you know, especially I'm going to be in the road, so I want to get it up higher than most vehicles and trucks. Let's just do active track from the back, go. Okay? So this might be a little challenging, holding the controller in the left hand, and I've got my e-skateboard controller in the right. Bear with me because I haven't done this skateboard for a long time. But let's just see how it kind of tracks. Okay, remember this is the first corner it lost me in, so seems to be doing okay. I guess I'm probably a little bit closer than the bike. I don't know what was up with that first session, but that definitely was no good. All right, so just riding down the gravel. You know, note to everybody, you probably definitely want to have safety gear on when you're doing this stuff. I'm kind of throwing caution to the wind right now, so, but just as a disclaimer, put your safety gear on. So here we go. Tracking. I'm in speed number 1 with this skateboard. I'm just gonna go around here with the back track, see how it does. I'm gonna click on the screen. I'm recording that screen hopefully for you guys. Yeah, I think I am. And I'm just hitting on the left. And let's see how it does from like a left track. Geez, it just nipped a branch over there. Wow. Anyway, what I was saying is somebody said another reviewer did tracking and they went right under it and it didn't lose them, but maybe that wasn't a real review or something because this is how it's performing for real. And I'm not too impressed. Tracking again, guys. Let's do active track from the front again. This is, remember what we did last time. I'm gonna pick the height up a little so we're out of car's way. And let's start going down the hill here. So I have it to track from the front. Was I in, maybe I was in spotlight right there. Let's get this thing a little closer. I'm just pushing forward on the right stick on the controller while I'm doing this. Okay. Do some swerving, see how it deals with this skateboard swerving from the back. Just carving on the road. So if you want to get some kind of cool shots like this, so high speed guys, no can do, it seems like with this one, or even higher than like 10 to 15, it's just gonna really have an issue. All right, I'm gonna go back to the front and go really slow. Let's see if we can get around here. Strong environmental interference, really? Okay, it swung around to the front, even though I'm only going, what the controller tells me, 6 miles per hour. So let's try to get up to maybe 10 miles per hour here. And I wanna go a little further away from me. Having a little bit of trouble. So it's having trouble maintaining that distance even at like 10 miles per hour. A little bit of breeze. Bring it down just a tad. Okay, here we go. Come on, stay out there, dude. Around the corner. Now, here's where it crashed last time. There's the tree. Is it gonna do it again? I'm going slower. Same freaking spot. Oh my God, how ridiculous is that? Our poor Air 3. That time we didn't rip off any of the tabs, but one of the arms bent back. Bend that back forward. Just check all of our arms. They're all very solid still on all the arms. So the construction of this thing is much better than, say, the mini series. Little cosmetic scratching on that front left camera, probably hit the dirt. I'm gonna go ahead and clean all this stuff off again. The same exact crash. That tells you something. Side sensing still isn't that great, especially look what it keeps crashing into. It's crashing into that branch right up there that's kind of blowing in the wind. It's coming around this corner, and for some reason it's not seeing this tree. So really it's gonna be hit or miss with this thing, man. You're gonna have these weird blind spots. Not very impressed with that. And that was tracking from the front, right? It seems like, man, it's like the Mini, where it really only can track very good from the back around any kind of curves and stuff. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna reboot this. We're gonna try again. All right, tracking from the back again. So we're just gonna kind of go down a ways and give it a little more chance to prove itself. But unless they can update it or just improve their tracking, this is how DJI drones are, guys. So even from the rear, they're gonna lose track of you if you go around corners too fast. So still not at all on par with a Skydio 2 drone or the 2 Plus. Maybe I'll get the 3. I skipped the 2 Plus on the Skydio just because I had to repair my first one. I'm kind of upset about that. Just stopped working for no reason when it got updated. Let's try to go down this road real quick. Let's up our controller power on the skateboard. Whoa. That thing hits quick in number 4. Woo! Let's try to lose this thing. Going 20. Woo, almost getting speed wobbles. Yikes. Okay, so the rear tracking works the best. It's just the state of the drone, right? I'm gonna do a quick turn here. Let's see if it loses. That was good. So if you're gonna do any kind of tracking, guys, this is my recommendation. If you're doing any kind of side tracking, forward tracking, orbital tracking, you can't do it in this kind of environment. It's just gonna crash. It's gonna lose you. Rear tracking is all you can really do in this kind of environment. Let's do this. Crashes, it crashes. Let's go from the front again. Like I said, if it crashes, it crashes. Almost lost me in the shade of the tree there. I do have the audio up on the controller. You can mute that if you want to. Maybe I'll do that real quick. You guys can see what I'm doing. Just press mute. And then at least you won't hear that beeping all the time. You'll just hear the drone crashing. All right, let's book it up this hill. See if it can track. Now remember, it's in front track mode, but it's not getting around me. Oh, it's losing me. Man, I was only going like 15, dude. Oh, okay, it retracked. There we go. That was good. That reconnected to me all by itself. And that probably wouldn't have happened in a previous version of a drone like this. So that was promising. But as you can see, it just will not get around me. And let's see if we can go higher maybe. Let me push up, let's go higher, and maybe if it gets above these trees, it might be able to spin around. But the thing about this drone is it loses track of you if you go too high, right? Let's see if it can maintain track on me this high and spin around to the front. Oh, see, look at that, losing track. Oh man, come on, dude. I don't want to be right in the curve. As usual, loses me in the curve, and that's the most dangerous spot to be fiddling with the drone, right? That's a person there. Try again. What's the deal? X. Box around me again. Track. Okay, I thought I was something else besides a person there. Go. As usual, frustrated with DJI's active track. So guys, any videos you see of reviewers praising this thing for its tracking abilities, just take that with a grain of salt, because this is how it's really working, okay? It's just never as good as you think it's gonna be. Okay, come on, what are you doing? Go back, don't lose me. It's almost losing me there. What's the deal? All right. Now this is scary. If it hits a tree from way up there, it's gonna get stuck in the tree. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Let's see if it hits these power lines. The final test. Oh boy. No, it just went right over the top of them. See those power lines there? I think I was high enough anyway. It wouldn't have hit them anyway. Okay, look, losing track. I'm slowing way down and wondering what's up. Okay, it just lost me. And that was weird because it was just a straightaway. We'll track from here. And we'll just track from the back. And we'll just whip it back around, going uphill. Okay, whip it back around. Okay, full throttle, go. There's a car coming behind me, so I better keep this thing up. All right, let's book it. Like I said, speed 4. We're just gonna book it all the way home. And this is really as fast as I want to go on this board. Going like 15, 20, you start to get like speed wobbles. Unless you tighten the trucks up, of course. But I like to have that maneuverability, you know, on boards like this. If you need to make tight corners when you're going slow, you can really just crank it. See how it does around this corner. Remember, we have that sharp corner up ahead. So it's great if you have like a consistent, not too far away, not too close from the subject, and you have like a consistent path, you know, line where it can follow. But man, anytime you start turning and doing sharp turns and getting into any side tracking or front tracking of the subject, that's just like I was saying, that's where it's gonna have problems. Okay, full throttle. Woo! Yeah, we're going just about 20. Just trying to book it home, and we'll wrap this up with a pros and cons, guys. Here we are in the crash zone. Just absolutely ridiculous. The crash corner. Let's see if it loses me. Woo! Kept up with that one. That was good. I just lost power. Did we overheat? Board low voltage. Really? Hey, the drone just lost me and it's tracking some anomalous spot on the ground. Look at this. You can't even tell I'm a human right now. Do I look that much like a non-human? Really? Come on. Front. Go. So it looks like my board's out of gas, guys, but so I have the frontal track on. Let's just kind of do walking. And again, it's not a super thin road here. This is 10 foot per lane. This is like a 20-foot road. So it's like you got to get really close to the subject. Just coming in close. That's as close as it'll let me get. Whew, sure does suck not having power. I guess I just sapped this battery. I haven't used this board for a long time. I think the battery needs to be cycled a couple times. But see how it got around me when I was close up to it? Just has issues. Lots of issues still. I hope DJI can work on. All right, let's try a point of interest. Go while we're just walking. Should be able to do this. So this is as close as I can get to it. And we're just gonna walk up the driveway and see what it does in a slow walking mode. Like I was saying, it can do some like bypass avoidance, like go around and over objects. But it doesn't seem like it can do like a whole tree. It's very limited. Keep in mind, I have this in orbit or POI, point of interest, going to the right, and look at that. So can you just keep on me, please? Thank you. If you're watching my controller screen, you can see what it just did. Went behind a tree, lost me. I slowed down, it retracted. Okay, I'm gonna go up around this turnaround island like we did with the bike coming up. Whew, pardon the breathing. It's always a shock to the system when you're electrically powered and then you have to do some work. I'm still in POI, but it's just not really able to do much with it. Even though I'm as close as it can get. You know, let's see what happens here. Oh my gosh, don't hit that tree. So we'll get back here to the homestead and we will finish it up, guys, with a pros and cons. This time I'll try to hand catch it from the front and flip it over so you guys can see what it does from the front. Okay, there we go. Okay guys, well, let's wrap this up with the pros and cons. As you can see for yourself, the main points of this drone are it's gonna crash, first of all, which is never good. You know, tracking drones that are susceptible to crashing are less desirable, that's for sure. So like I was saying while we were riding and driving the skateboard and stuff, any kind of encroached upon tracking, like on a road with trees on the side, going around sharp turns, I would honestly only use rear tracking. Okay, the rear active track. If you have a wide open area, you know the vicinity is clear around the drone, then you can start doing your side tracking, front tracking, point of interest tracking at speed. It seems to be okay, like at walking speed, those functions are okay. But as you can see, man, you get going too fast, that thing's trying to spin around, it's gonna hit things. Even though this is supposed to be omnidirectional, 360 bubble, obstacle avoidance, it doesn't work as well as I thought it would. And this gets us back to one of the major cons of DJI drones is they just do not perform as well as the sports tracking drones like Skydio 2, Skydio 2 Plus. Like I said, I think I'm gonna buy the Skydio 3 if it's a decent upgrade from the 2 Plus. I do have the Skydio 2 and I just didn't wanna do the upgrade because I don't have that much money to keep buying each additional one. Unless they can start sending me demos, I would review them like I do. This is the first demo DJI sent me. And even though it was a demo, we really thrashed it, put it through its paces, saw what it can and can't do. And like I said, 1 p.m., not a cloud really in the sky up here. It's nice and blue, a little bit of clouds over around the perimeter, but the sunlight was great. So just keep in mind those shadows at high speed, it's gonna have problem detecting. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that tree. And that was interesting because that was a repeatable crash. So it's kind of like a blind spot for it where it's moving on its side at somewhat of a speed and it just cannot see shadows and in the, you know, tree branches like this. So that was a good kind of almost like a scientific test of a repeatable place where it was crashing at a certain angle. And that seems to be the Achilles heel for DJI drones, is just they're anything but rear tracking. They have a really hard time. Of course, it's getting great smooth footage. The main thing I've learned from this tracking test right here, guys, is that this thing is really durable. None of the arms are loose. The motors are not bent. Even though this camera got a little banged up in the grass and dirt on the sides, You be the judge of how the video was after my 2 crashes, after the first and second crash, to see how good that film was. I remember on the Mini 3 Pro, I crashed when I was just trying to go straight up. It crashed into a tree when I was doing a bike review. And I thought the camera was fine, but it was actually having this little shake that you couldn't detect from just looking at the drone. The only time you could see that shake was in the video. So I guess we'll see if this one had any of those problems, but it looked pretty smooth to me. So there you have it, guys. If there's any takeaways on this thing, it's incredibly durable. Again, not sure how it's going to do in gravel, asphalt, concrete, because we just crashed it into a tree in the dirt and brush. It does great video, but just don't fly it like you would a Skydio, 2. It's just not going to be that good at tracking and obstacle avoidance. These drones are mainly made for like slow cinematic shots or clear areas of tracking. So just keep that in mind. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, the Air 3, my review is down in my series, down in the description. You can check this on my channel. Also, this camera I'm filming with, they also sent me this for review. You can see how you like it. I'm also doing a series on this Action 4Cam from DJI. Anyway, guys, I think that was a pretty realistic, brutal test on this thing, just to see really what it can and can't do. And I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you can see more of these kinds of tests and all different kinds of drones and equipment. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.